Hello everyone and welcome back to the Forge Hub YouTube channel. This is Paints, and today I'll be going over an aesthetic tutorial for creating a farmyard setting. This scene was created by myself with help from CommanderColson. So in this farmyard we have an old colonial farmhouse, some silos, a garden, a tractor with a tilling attachment, a water tower, fences, and a freshly painted barn with some livestock inside. The farm is surrounded by an open landscape with rolling hills and dirt roads, and the skybox emulates kind of a mid-afternoon time of day with the sun shining through a partly clouded sky. So let's take a look at this in Forge and kind of pick apart how this farmyard was created. So we'll start with the farmhouse. This is pretty much your typical colonial farmhouse. The siding is created with 48 by 48 by 2 blocks, and this gives the siding a little bit more depth rather than just having flat walls. As you can see, the porch is made with some more blocks and bridges for the railings and some more blocks to create a support for the roof over the porch. The roofs are created with various triangle pieces, and this again adds a little bit more depth to the house, making it look like there is a second story. Various facade windows were placed around the perimeter of the house to make it not look like just a big pile of blocks. And for the door, I used a panel 1x8 by 16 with 2 accent wall shutters 2x16 by 6 sideways. And then I sunk in a window facade, and I think that looks like a really great door. These silos simply just accent pistons 18 by 18 by 55, somewhat submerged into the ground. The garden is created with asteroid terrain, and it is surrounded by these picket fences, which are support scaffolding 2x16 by 26. And then I have rows of various trees, both from the glacier and alpine canvas. And then there's the tractor with the deep tilling attachment on the back. The tractor is created with 4x8 by 4 block as the hood. And then I sunk some light fixtures into the front with a 2x4 by 2 block as a front weight, and a railing bar 1x2 by 4.5 as kind of a grill. And then you have these cable pieces as supports for the roof. Just some more blocks holding up a 2x8 by 8 block, which kind of gives the cab shape to it. The back wheels were created with cylinder 8x8 by 2 fulls, and then cable caps as the axles. I was able to use Warthog tires for the front tires due to their size, and then I stuck a pipe 4x2 by 2 as a axle. The deep tilling attachment is created using support strut simple triple 8x4 by 2s, and I attached this to a cylinder 8x8 by 2 half, as well as a block 4x8 by 2. And to make it look like a trailer, I added another railing bar phased into the tractor. The water tower is created using a cylinder 16 by 16 by 16 full, and I just placed some block 32 by 2 by 2 around 4 corners and rotated them 15 degrees towards the middle, and I added some more supports using more blocks. I then colored it to give it a rusty look. The barn is the most complex part of the farm scene. To create the walls, we used 2x2 blocks sized accordingly, and then added some white trim using 2x2 walls. The roof has 2 separate slopes. The first slope is created using triangles at a 45-degree angle, and the second slope is created using regular ramps. Some more wall simple 2x16 by 16. I added a light fixture above the front door, And of course, to have that freshly painted look, we have a can of paint outside as well as some spilled paint. The spilled paint is using different sized cylinders to emulate the paint drops. The can of paint itself is using 4 column rounds, 3 that are gray around the outside, and 1 that is red on top. As we head inside the barn, you can see I have some more fences, and we have moving livestock. These pigs will actually move around by themselves, and I'll show you the script for that in just a moment. But as we go through the rest of the barn here, you can see that we have some troughs for feed and water. I used the covered jersey barrier. The bottom of it actually has kind of a grainy look, and it's very hard to find textures like this in Halo 5, so I think that works great for feed. And the water is just simply a wall 2x2x4. To make the troughs, I just used simple blocks and simple ramps. Nothing much to that. So let's go over the script for the moving pigs. So first of all, if you don't know where to find all of the Space Piggy, head to props and then toys. So after I spawned the Space Piggy, I then added 2 scripts to the pig to make him move both forward and rotate. So once I grab the object here, I'll go into object properties, and you can see that I have 2 scripts. You're going to want to make the first one on timer with an initial delay of 0, a repeat timer of 5, and move offset. Forward X 5 with a time of 8 and local movement on. The second script is going to be on timer with an initial delay of 0 and a repeat timer of 5, same as the above. And this action is going to be rotate offset. I selected yaw 90 degrees so that as much as my pig moves, he's never going to hit the walls because he's just making 4 90-degree turns. And this has a time of 8 also. You can see when I drop my pig, he'll start to do the 90-degree turn, and then he'll stop and then just basically keep going around in circles. To make it not all look the same, I just basically change the times on the scripts and change their position inside the barn. Oh, and of course you can't forget the pig pies. And if you really want to know, I just used traffic cones and colored them brown. The surrounding landscape is created using terrain flats, terrain bowls, and slope helpers. I've really kind of crafted them to make it seem like this is a very barren, isolated area. The dirt roads are created using terrain flat asteroids, and I've kind of shaped them to where I want the roads to go. An interesting thing about this map is that it is actually created on parallax. So we're actually in the middle of space right now, but there's a little trick going on right now, and I'll give credit to CommanderColson for this Skybox trick. It just happened to work perfectly for this aesthetic tutorial. So you'll want to go to map options and set the theme Skybox to exosphere. You can play around with the filter settings. We ended up choosing crisp. The near fog settings are swirly with a primary color of neon yellow and a secondary color of white. The scale is fairly low at 0.40, the thickness at 1.20, and the brightness at 5.70. The distance fog is the most important thing to change. This is going to change the overall sky color, and in combination with the exosphere skybox, it really does look like a blue sky. You're going to want to change the thickness to 10 and also the brightness to 10. You can play around with wind settings and cloud shadows, but overall that's pretty much how you make the sunny day, partly cloudy skybox. That's pretty much going to wrap up this aesthetic tutorial for Farmyards. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and feel free to use at your own leisure. I have more aesthetic videos coming, so stay tuned for that. This has been Paints with the Forge Hub YouTube channel, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.